What's up, guys? All right. What I'm doing is adding. Well, this is 2010. 2010 does not have a transcooler, an additional transcooler like the 2011s did or do, which has been one of the problems with the 2010. And a lot of guys with their drive position sensor warning light. When the transmission fluid gets so warm, it triggers the over temp sensor. All right, so what I'm doing now is adding one. The 2010s have one on the radiator, but I don't know if you could see, it holds, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe 4 ounces. That's 4 ounces of cooling at a time that you're getting. So that's obviously that's way not enough. This radiator is too thin to support even, a half a liter. I'm adding a Hayden. Sorry, I'm on the ground. There it is. Pretty big. Decent size. 1/2 inch thick. But it's the stacked one, which is 24,000 pound, rated for 24,000 pound towing. That's gonna should be sufficient cooling for the transmission versus a 4 ounce. I mean, the transcooler in this, it's tiny. It's got to be really small, and obviously it's not able to keep up with the cooling of the trans fluid like it needs to be. Is why the 2011s had an additional one put on. I'm not running it in series. As you can tell, I disconnected. I'm not running it in the series with the stock. I am going to totally divorce it. Put it in front of my Megan cold air. But really quick, if you're going to do the job on your 2010 or 2011, whatever, these should be exactly the same. The top line, which is here, is going to be your hot line. That's the top of your radiator, your transcooler, which is on the radiator, is your hot side. Your cold side is the bottom. Mine, I'm lucky enough, the condition underneath the car is good. You can see the little blue line right there. I've capped mine off. These are lines that are going to the transmission. I'm going to do a little cut here and splice in right there, like I said, to run it on a divorced system way. The stock one, like I said, it's not doing anything. As small as it is, it's like I said, that's 4 ounces of coolant or 4 ounces of trans fluid. It's trying to cool. There's no way that would cool it enough. And I think, like I said, Audi figured that out and added on the 2011 that additional trans cooler that they have. It's a loop that runs in the front. So, like I said, what the purpose of this video, I don't know, wasn't to show you anything. This is pretty straightforward. The way I'm going to do it's pretty easy. I'll show you that real quick. Like I said, these are the trans lines. These are coming from the transmission. The rear line is your hot side. Your front line is your cold side. So that means it comes in on the hot side. That's the top of your cooler, and comes out into the cold side, which is basically the bottom line. So you're going to run your transcooler in the same situation. Top line, bottom line, top line, bottom line. Comes in hot, leaves out cold. Okay, that runs back to your transmission. But I just wanted to show you, literally, that's all that transcooler holds. Maybe 4 ounces. That's not nearly enough to cool a trans. Chevys, Fords, they have those big wide radiators. Those things, I guarantee you, hold at least a half a quart. This thing's not even, there's no way that is enough. So that's what I'm doing, is adding the Hayden to, well, I'm going to run it 100% efficiency, which is going to be at the very front. I'm going to put that in front of my crash bar and just in front of my Megan charge air cooler to cool down the trans. I'm also going to be divorcing my system, oh, sorry. my coolant system, or what you call it, the supercharger coolant system. I'm gonna be divorcing that today too. I bought this also from Dorman. It's just really trying to find a spot. I gotta remove my or find a different spot for my what you call it, catch can. But this is gonna go somewhere there. But that's after this. I'm not even gonna begin to try to figure that out until I get this trans cooler done. But anyway, if you got a 2010 and you want to keep your trans cool, which I'm gonna have to do, I didn't have any issue with the trans temperature at all, and to be honest, until I went stage 2, I noticed a little bit, and then once I went ultra charged, I definitely noticed I was having trans temperature rise, and it doesn't fall quickly. And I didn't know. I thought maybe I had a blockage, like it was clogged up or something. But now that I see how much fluid this stock trans cooler, which is, this is the side where the trans cooler, you can see the top line there, but it's super thin. It's not enough to keep that trans cool. Remember, you got 7 liters in there that needs to be cooled. And if it's cooling 4, 5, even 6 ounces, you know, at a pop, there's no way those trans temperatures are going to drop. It is impossible in this version. The 2011s, yeah, it's possible because they run an auxiliary, which is, I think it's a 3/4 inch copper line that's finned, and it's about, I'm going to say, just a rough estimate, maybe 3 feet loop. So, I mean, that's a lot better. So instead of going the loop, I'm going with the Hayden. I'm not going to put a fan on it. I don't think I'm going to need the fan, but I'm, like I said, divorcing it from the stock. So when this thing, you know, basically heats up, it's going to start cooling itself down. I mean, you could see the surface area. This is going to hold a decent amount more than 4 ounces. You know, it's not super thick, but look at the surface area. It's huge. This is going to hold at least, at the minimum, of a half a quart of cooling. So that should be sufficient. Like I said, I think this one's rated up to 24,000 pound vehicle towing for cooling. So yeah, I don't see it on here, but if I'm not mistaken, oh, here it is. Where is it? That's not in. Well, it says 10,000 pounds. A fifth wheel, 10,000 pounds. Yeah, this is the 679. 679. So yeah, 10,000 pound. This car weighs 3,600 pounds, something like that. 3,800 pounds. But nevertheless, that should be sufficient enough to keep this transmission cool. If not, it's definitely going to keep it a lot cooler than it has been. Okay, that's it for that video. If you have any questions, really quick, yeah, I'm mounting it to this side of the crash bar. As you can see with my charge air cooler. I mean, you see where the crash bar bulges out at right there? I could hammer that in and fit it right in between, but I'm going to run it here on the outside and then just put some, screen in there to keep rocks from beating it up and it getting clogged with bugs. So, but yeah, if you have any questions about it, remember, on a 2011, you have an auxiliary. This might not be an option for you, or, you know what I'm saying, not be a necessity for you. But us with the 2010s, this is definitely something you're going to have to upgrade. I paid $36 for that. You figure it's going to take me maybe, I'm going to pull the front bumper off, but, you know, to get it nice and done correctly, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of work. So pretty easy to do, pretty straightforward. Like I said, now that you know what line is what, which would probably be the hardest if you're a novice to figure out. But right there, I just explained it to you in the beginning of this video. So, all right, guys, good luck. And remember, if you got any questions, hit me up. Let me know. All right, Audi horsepower, over and out.